Hey there, gamers, racers, and motorsports fans. Welcome to another video here on A+ Sim Racing.
Left side.
Welcome to another episode of Praga Hotlaps. This week, we're at the Temple of Speed, the Monza GP. This is one of the more popular circuits in sim racing, and for a good reason, because it provides good racing. While it might not be that exciting to hotlap, because there really isn't a whole lot going on, but with 4 very high speed sections followed by heavy braking zones, it makes for some really good overtaking possibilities. And this is also a circuit that a lot of us sim racers start out on because it isn't overly complicated. There's not a lot of elevation changes, a lot of complex turns, so it gives you an opportunity to practice the racing fundamentals. And while it's not a difficult track to navigate, it is rather difficult to extract good lap times. A fast lap at Monza will require you to push your brakes to the last moment possible, to trail into the turn, and to dance on the edge of grip through any of the medium speed turns like Lesmo and Ascari. Also at the same time, those kinds of turns on this track really help you learn patience, because if you don't keep the car stable and you push too hard, you're going to lose grip and you're going to lose time because of the high speed straights that follow. So let's take a look at how a lap at Monza with the Praga R1 will look, first using the chase cam, and then we'll get inside the car and have a lap around Monza. To start this lap, you're going to want to have the best run through Parabolica as you can. So we got a very long start-finish straight, so the exit of that turn is going to determine how soon you hit your top speed and what that top speed is. You're going to look for the brake markers on the left side there. I brake just after the 150, trail braking to the first curb where I'm using second gear, and then I downshift before hitting the second apex and getting ready to have a smooth exit. You want to be careful on the throttle because you can get a lot of wheel spin in first gear, so you might want to stay in second gear or just use first gear to get rotation and then get back into second gear. For this chicane, I brake just past that orange mark on the right. Second gear through the chicane, trying to keep steady on the throttle. You want to keep the car's platform as stable as you can. Now we're going to brake around the 50-meter board for Lesmo 1. You can keep it in fourth and be gentle on the throttle, or you can downshift and try and maximize the torque. Same thing for Lesmo 2, but the turn is a little bit tighter, even though the track does dip on the apex, so use that to your advantage and you can carry about the same speed through both Lesmo 1 and 2. Approaching Ascari, there's 3 marks. You're going to look for the orange paint, the concrete patch, and the 100-meter board, and based on your skill level, you're going to want to pick one of those 3 as your brake marker to come through Ascari. Now through Ascari, I shifted down to the third gear and tried to keep the RPMs a bit high, and then shifted to fourth just before exiting. You can take it all in fourth and use some throttle, or do it that way and you should get good results. Braking between the 150-meter boards for going into Parabolica, you can either take it in fourth gear with lower RPMs or drop down to third and get on the throttle as early as possible. Both ways will result in getting about the same speed, but there's a different technique depending how you approach it. So that was a 1 minute 48.7 seconds, which is currently my personal best lap. So let's get on board the Praga and see what a lap at Monza looks like from the driver's view. So just a few follow-up points. I'm going to recommend that you practice shifting down to first gear in the slow turns. It takes a little bit to get used to. The car will want to over-rotate, and it's really easy to lose the grip on the rears when you're getting on throttle in first gear. Another thing is stay off the sausage curbs. You want to keep the platform of this car as stable as possible, and hitting those high curbs will unsettle it and you'll lose grip really quickly. In the hot lap mode, the tires are always the optimal condition, but in practice I tried using a low drag setup and just couldn't keep any heat in the tires, so I stayed with the default settings. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.